Mr. Chairman, Madam Secretary, it is a pleasure to finally have you before our committee. I know we have a short period of time, so I'll just get into the questions real quick. Do you see any role for fiscal restraint in combating inflation?
I do. Our budget proposes deficit reduction. Deficits have come down, but especially in light of the inflationary situation, I think there should be further deficit reduction.
So fiscal restraint does affect inflation. I appreciate that. You said yes. The deficit last year, what was it? Was it 2.78 trillion?
Probably.
Yeah, that's what we have from the Budget Committee. And that is the second largest deficit in the history of this nation. So when you have the second largest deficit in the history of our nation, the year following surely is going to be a deficit reduction. I will also point out that the deficit that was brought forward last year was $517 billion more than what the Congressional Budget Office said it would be prior to passage of the $2 trillion American Rescue Plan. Would you agree with that?
I'm not sure I understood quite the numbers you gave, but certainly the rescue plan did.
The deficit last year ended up to be $517 billion more than what the Congressional Budget Office informed us would be prior to passage of the $2 trillion American Rescue Plan. We had numerous economists, especially Democratic economists that worked for President Obama, that said that if you would pass that $2 trillion American Rescue Plan, we would see the highest inflation in a generation. And in fact, we have. We've seen the highest inflation in my lifetime. The last time we've seen inflation this high was when I was born. And so most Americans are definitely facing that. Since Joe Biden took the oath of office, inflation has gone up 11%. And I know people keep saying that 8.3% was year to year last month, but for the people back home that's listening, what they care about is gas prices are double since Joe Biden took office. They care about eggs being up 22%. They care about bacon being up 17%. They care about chicken being up 16%. They care about bread being up 14% year to year. That's what's affecting real Americans. I also want to ask a quick question. Do you think it's acceptable that private taxpayer information has been shared and reported publicly?
I'm not aware of any private. There is the ProPublica.
And that was a year ago today, was the ProPublica leak.
We don't know that it was a leak. We don't know how that information got into the public domain.
What tangible steps?
This is a very serious matter.
I got 25 seconds. What tangible steps have you or the IRS or Treasury done to look into if it was a leak within the IRS?
We've referred it to all of the independent investigators.
Have you got any update from those investigators that anything's happening?
No, I haven't, and I don't want to interfere with their investigations. We have our Inspector General, the Treasury, the IRS,
I see my time's expired.
Inspector General, the FBI. All of these groups have independent investigative authority, and they need to look at it thoroughly. It is a leak of this type of information is a crime, and we take it very seriously, and I will not interfere with those investigations.
Thank the gentleman for his questions, and now we will proceed to the